Hi, welcome back to Slush Pile Stories. I'm your host, Jen Manske Fenske, where we talk about the stories behind songs that I write. Today, we're going to read The Amusement. That is the poem that forms the bridge of the song Custody of You and Me. So I put up a video this week of Custody of You and Me. Now, you've seen a couple snippets of this. This is actually, I was able to get through the bridge this time because I don't have laryngitis, so that's lovely. And I want to make the dotted line. So possibly the most important video I'm going to make because we are artists and we want to be understood. So here we go. All right, I'm going to read a poem called The Amusement. Again, this forms the bridge in the song Custody of You and Me. All right, this is a poem that I have not yet published. Amusement. The Amusement. Sorry, I don't just screw that up. Let me get my poet voice on. The Amusement. Lines wrap kindly around the humans, tugging vacationers where the park wishes us to go. There are screens to amuse and drinks to purchase, more baubles, more distractions, and every reason to find happiness in Florida. All of us, we wait to be amused. We say, take my money and my time. Wrap me in cords of polite waiting. Please don't take my cynicism away, but instead breathe a wish and a dream and all of the best things this family can produce. Our hope and some tears, labor, our learning, and eventually our worn out minds years from now. Lift us up while we are young, just us five, intact and leaning toward each other, our eyes shining and possibly light and clear with the youth of our bodies. We stand. It always won't be this way. We stand. It won't always be this way. Huddle up, my children, lock this inside. It's almost our turn. And that's The Amusement by Jen Manske Fenske. That's me. The poem that inspired the bridge. Okay, so you heard the bridge, and here it is. We have every reason to be happy. Lean in close, our turn is here. Lift it up while we're young. Eyes are shining, impossibly light, impossibly clear. So you heard a little bit of that. You heard the bridge, and then in the other video, and then now you've heard the poem. So my connection, right? So why do this? Why put these things together? Well, first of all, a bridge should be a little bit different. A bridge should say, hey, something new is here. Thank you, Lindsay, for that little bit of info. That's my producer and teacher, Lindsay Brazel. She says the bridge should really just have some new information and have a little bit of difference. And that is, when I first started writing songs, I kind of instinctively came to that. And now I'm actually writing the melodies and what's the word I'm trying to say? I'm structuring the song a little bit more disciplined than I'd say I wrote my first, 10 or so songs. And so I'm now really intentionally going, okay, what's different here? What's different about melody? What's different about chords? And I just have a little bit more discipline about that. So enter The Amusement. So it comes in, it is a story of a family of 5 in an amusement park, and they're waiting their turn, but they're also waiting for the rest of their lives. They're waiting, they have the youth of their bodies. Their eyes are impossibly light and clear. They're leaning in toward each other. It's a sense, my idea was that the narrator would give a sense of a family at this moment in time, but also looking at the rest of their lives. And so there's kind of a forward look, and then there's also a present look. And then, and there's all this amusement, right? We're all being entertained, but where are we in that space and time? So take that poem, and then I go over to the to Custody of You and Me, which is a story about a family, also a different family, and a point in time of that family. You've heard the chorus. We'll share these legacies, but who will make apologies for what will be? We'll shelve these memories, but who will take custody of you and me? So a very different situation, a very different family, but the bridge kind of fits in there neatly. So like I said, most important video I've ever done explaining these two things. I think if I could breathe life into this project that I'm doing, where I take failed poetry and turn it into indie folk songs, is that I would just make this really clear dotted line. I love a theme, I love a connection, and I would point anyone to this video to hopefully make that connection. So anyway, thank you always for listening to this. These are the talking videos and not a lot of watchers, but the people that do watch it, they're getting the connection between the music and the poetry, and that is the most important thing to me. I'm Jen Manske Fenske. Thanks for being here, as always.